I have just gone through my collection and I have picked out what I would consider to be the ultimate fragrance collection. Now, none of these are crazy expensive niche fragrances. There are a couple niche fragrances in here, but they're all in that $100 range. The others are designers, and again, the most expensive you'll find any of them for is going to be $100 or less. So this is not a break the bank, holy grail kind of fragrance list. This is the best smelling fragrances that I own, that I would give my highest glowing recommendation for. So right here, top to bottom, these would be absolutely the only fragrances you would need, and they would probably last you for, say, the next 10 or 20 years. And so we're going to get into this list. Before we do, remember to click subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Give the video a like if you like it, and let me know in the comments what would be your ultimate collection, or at least a few that would have to be in there. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, first off, we're going to hit, we've got an even mix of freshies and sweeter fragrances. So we're covering spring, summer, also fall, winter. I think at this point, probably my number one pick for a summer, even spring fragrance. I'm in love with this fragrance right here. This is Kenzo Homme EDP, the 2022 release. This is an absolutely gorgeous, deep blue aquatic fragrance with a leather note. It is so unique. It's so beautiful. The first time I ever sprayed it, I was home by myself. I got it out of the box, I sprayed it, and I said, wow, I was just so blown away. Maybe it's not for everybody, but to me, this stuff is absolutely gorgeous. If an aquatic leather fragrance sounds good to you, this stuff is awesome. All right, next up. This is one that's going to be a fall-winter pick, and it is a beast in every way. It's a 12-hour fragrance on me. It's one of the most gorgeous, sexy, cold weather fragrances I could ever recommend to you. I'm talking about this one right here, Le Male Le Parfum. This is vanilla and cardamom and lavender and iris. A gorgeous iris note. The iris is it's a touch of that lipsticky iris, but it's a nuance rather than overpowering the fragrance. And then you've got this warm, rich, spicy, vanillic fragrance. This stuff, again, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Can't beat it. I debated on putting the elixir in here, but when it comes down to it, I think the Parfum is still my favorite. But you could go with this one or the elixir. They're both lights out incredible. All right, this next one. I have a ton of blue fragrances, 30 or 40 at this point, which is insane. I'm almost ashamed. But you're probably going to want a blue fragrance anytime, anywhere, clean, attractive. And I went with something a little bit different. This one's inexpensive. It's like a $35, $40 fragrance, but it's one of the best blue fragrances there is. I'm talking about this one right here, Rochus L'Homme. And it is an Ambroxan aquatic, clean but not soapy. I don't really like soapy fragrances, but this clean shower gel type fragrance, but it's got this gorgeous kind of minty aromatic heart, and it's also got some tonka bean for sweetness. So it's plenty fresh, but you've got a little bit of dense sweetness and a gorgeous aromatic, juniper, geranium, kind of maybe even rosemary, almost like a wintergreen minty heart right in the middle. Super unique, but man, this fragrance deserves a lot more attention than it gets. Rochus L'Homme, that would be the blue fragrance pick as of today. Ask me tomorrow and I'll pick one or the other on the middle shelf back there, which is all blue fragrances. All right, next up, if you want something that is just your sweet go-to gourmand fragrance, any of the Stronger With You fragrances would do, especially Absolutely or Intensely, but I went with Stronger With You Intensely. This is warm, rich vanilla with toffee. That's kind of the distinctive of this one. You've got this toffee note. I think you still have some of the chestnut that the original was known for, but it's this sort of a warm, caramely vanilla with some cinnamon, a little bit of spice. Not too much spice, just enough to flavor it. Stronger With You Intensely. This stuff is incredible. Lasts forever. It's loud. It'll fill a room. So check that one out. Next up, we'll go with a freshie. This would probably be like the #1 spring pick. It works awesome in summer. It actually works all year round, but to me, spring is where it shines the most. I'm talking about Nishane Hasavat, and it is a gorgeous, bright citrus fragrance with a lot of green nuance. This is a green citrus fragrance, but you've also got this patchouli in the base that gives it almost an earthiness. It's not overpoweringly earthy. This fragrance is most often compared to Creed Aventus and is definitely in the same style, but I've smelled Aventus for so long and so many things like it that I definitely prefer this now to Aventus. And even though this is a niche fragrance, you can usually get it for right around $100, maybe $110 if you find it on the right website. Nishane Hasavat, gorgeous, extrait de parfum, powerhouse fragrance. 12, 14 hours on my skin. All right, next up, this is going to be like your date night fragrance, formal wear style. You're going out suit and tie. You're going to take out your girl to some nice place. This one right here is an awesome pick. Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de l'Homme, Les Parfums. And this is a La Nuit de l'Homme fragrance, but instead of cardamom that it's known for, instead of that cardamom ginger kind of a warm spicy fragrance, this one uses a black pepper note in place of the cardamom, so it doesn't have as much of the powderiness. It's still got that wonderful spiciness. It's got a good bit of an aromatic kind of fresh spicy feel as well. It's such an elegant, high-class smelling fragrance. La Nuit de l'Homme, Les Parfums. All right, next up, this is going to be your summer date night. This is, you're going out somewhere wild on a summer evening. This is like a very loud and very attractive fragrance you could wear anytime, but pretty much summer evenings, spring evenings, what it's made for. This is Les Beaux Parfums. So it is pineapple forward, then coconut, then tonka bean, and there's also this sort of woody, leathery muskiness. I don't think it has the note of leather, but there is there's a musk and a woodiness right in the heart of this fragrance that lasts throughout the entire fragrance. So you've got those loud, kind of powerful, sweet tropical notes, but you've also got something that grounds it as well. This is, perfumery art right here. Les Beaux, Les Parfums. All right, next up, I think you're going to want an iris fragrance. I wear iris in jeans and a t-shirt, but it also makes a great formal wear kind of a fragrance. I've got all the big ones. I could have went with Dior Homme Intense, Valentino Uomo Intense, but today I thought, I don't talk about the Givenchy that much. So this is Givenchy Gentleman EDP. It's their take on an iris fragrance. It's a little darker than the other two that I mentioned. It may even be a little sweeter, but there's something in it that is, some people call it earthy. I don't know if I would call it earthy. I would just say dark. It is a dark, it almost reminds me of something that would have like a liquor note in it or something, although it doesn't. But it is an iris fragrance, and any of those three that you go with, you can't go wrong. It's also got vanilla. I think it might even have a touch of chocolatiness. It's absolutely gorgeous. Givenchy Gentleman EDP Iris powerhouse right there. All right, we'll go with another freshie. This one is versatile, anytime, anywhere, good performance, works in every situation. And I'm talking about one you won't be surprised by, Mancera's Cedrat Boisé. It's a niche fragrance, but you can get it for $100 or less pretty much all day long now. And this is citrus and woods with a touch of leather and a touch of oud. There's this burst of sweet citrus in the opening. I believe there's also a touch of black currant in the opening. And then you, as it dries down, you get some of that dry woodiness as well as that touch of leather and oud. It's gorgeous. It is actually a complex fragrance, but it just comes off as this bright, happy fragrance with enough power to even work in the cold of winter. Mancera Cedrat Boisé Intense. Excellent pickup. And then finally, number 10, this is going to be your secret weapon. This is going to be, you're going to pull it out a couple times a year when you want to blow everybody away. This is really, really something special. It's unique. It is, it's my top 2 most impressive niche fragrances. I'm talking about this one right here, Nascimato Pardon. And this is, again, you can get it for right around $100. I got mine for 99, which was unusual, maybe, close to a year ago. But you can usually get it around 110. But what you're going to get with this one is the most gorgeous, sweet magnolia flower in the opening with, I don't know if it has the note of honey, but it's like a honeyed magnolia flower. And then you go down into this gorgeous chocolate. This chocolatiness that somehow mixes with that sweet floral vibe. And then there is a very authentic oud, not a synthetic oud like in 99% of the fragrances you're going to smell. This one is a real oud. This fragrance is alive, it's vibrant, it changes dramatically. It's literally like a living organism that is singing a song over you as you wear it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I think this fragrance might even have a touch of vanilla. It's awesome. Nascimato Pardon. The hype is real and deserved for this one. I may even wear it tonight as my wife and I are going out. So this is like the ultimate 10. I could pick 10 others and have a list that I would say just as ultimate, but these are great pickups and it covers every situation, every kind of weather. Let me know some of your top picks down below. Remember to subscribe if you haven't and give the video a like. I'm Justin. This is Sillage Scents.